how often should you restring your racket? You should restring your racket every time you play. That's the ideal. To restring your racket right before you play again. And I actually met someone who did this. He played about 15 times a year. He used Luxolon. So if you don't know what Luxolon is, it's a popular polyester string made popular by the pros. And this guy was probably a 4-5, an older 4-5, 4-0, call him 4-0, 4-5, really good at winning, played about 15 times a year, and he would restring his racket with Luxolon every time he played, and he played about 15 times a year, outdoor only, USTA, United States Tennis Association League, okay? That's what this guy did. And that's what you want to do. Ideally, that's what I would do. But let's go to the opposite side of the spectrum. If you're a guy like me, then you're using like this Kevlar synthetic gut, and you're playing with it until your arm falls off. And that's actually what is about to happen to me in the next, or has recently happened to me. Lots of pain on my arm. I finally broke down and did a restring there after about a year with which I'm going to get into in another video. So that's the ideal, to restring every time. Obviously, that's not practical for everyone. I think practicality is probably more important than the cost, because truthfully, if you wanted to string your racket with, let's say you're stringing your racket with some cheap synthetic gut. Let's just say it's $5. You might even be able to go cheaper than that. But you got a reel, you string your own racket. You can get away with $5 and you play once a week. That's 50 times, say it's about 50 times a year. It's about $250 a year. That's nothing. So cost really, if you're stringing your own racket, cost really doesn't come into it. I mean, if you can't afford $250 a year, or you're worried about $250 a year, you're probably in the wrong sport. I mean, that's no money. But most people are probably not restricting. I'm guessing most people probably aren't restringing their own rackets. I mean, to restring your racket even once a week, I wouldn't even do that. I just don't want to think about it. I don't want to think about tennis that much, even if I'm serious about tennis. So let's say I'm dropping my tennis racket off, and that's not really a big deal, right? You think I'm gonna play once a week. Every time I'm done playing, I'm at the club, I'm going to drop it off the desk for a restring. Easily can be done by next week. But then it's going to cost about $30. You use the synthetic gut again. Because when you're doing this once a week, for most people, I don't care who you are, and you're playing once a week, you're not going to break a string. You're not going to break the string. So you drop it off, use your synthetic gut for $5 or whatever it costs, $10. $30, that's what? $30 times 5. Now we're talking $1,500 a year. Now it's getting a little bit more, but people spend more. People spend as much or more on, depending on where you are, on court fees. So maybe you're in a warm weather area. Maybe you do that. Maybe you just drop it off, get a brand new restring. Why not? It feels great. Do you really need to do that? Probably not. But it's not even about winning. It's not even about performance. It's just the feel. It just feels great. You get a new racket. I mean, if you can get a new racket every time, that's going a little bit too far. But I mean, some people probably, even the guy with the restring every time, I think that's going too far. Like I said, if you're like me, you're not restringing your racket till your arm falls off. I mean, do you really need to put a time on it? I mean, restring your racket whenever you want. You should have 2 rackets. There's no reason to have 1 racket. If you have 1 racket, you never want to break a string, then get some thick aramid strings, or use the Kevlar, some thick polyester string. You're not going to break a string. Most of you aren't going to break strings. String your racket whenever you want, as much as you can. This is the answer. As much as you can, for what you can afford or how much time you have. That's it. What is that? No more than, for most, once a month, I mean, if you're not stringing your racket, you're thinking, oh, I'll string like twice a year, then you really don't care. You're like me, till your arm falls off. If not, then you're inside a month, once a month. Well, I only play once a week. Still do it once a month. For all the reasons that I mentioned. Or again, if you don't care, you don't need to know. If you're past a month, you don't need to know. Now we're getting to the end of the video for the very few people that are still watching. I mean, now we're getting into my opinions. Why do people care about strings so much? I mean, it's crazy. People care about strings so much, they don't even play. They're not even a player. They're not even players. What you're playing, I don't even know if I consider myself a player. Play once a week. Once a week. I mean, come on. People are playing once a month, once in a while. They're playing doubles. They don't even play singles. You're not even a player.